Welcome to HD Coins World. Have you ever wondered if a simple Jefferson nickel in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Today, we're uncovering the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels, coins so rare that collectors are paying thousands, even tens of thousands, to own them. Could you have one of these hidden treasures? Stay tuned until the end, because the last coin on this list will shock you. Let's dive in. Number 1. Have you ever wondered if a simple nickel in your pocket could be worth thousands of dollars? It might sound unbelievable, but there's one rare variety from 1964 that has collectors searching relentlessly: the 1964 on reverse Monticello Jefferson nickel. This is no ordinary 5-cent piece. It's a hidden gem, a rare minting anomaly that could turn an overlooked coin into a small fortune. But what exactly makes this nickel so valuable? How can you identify it? And is there a chance you have one in your collection right now? Stay with me until the end because this is a story you don't want to miss. The year 1964 was a turning point for U.S. coinage. It marked the final year before the mint removed silver from dimes and quarters, leading to a surge in coin production. To keep up with demand, the Denver and Philadelphia mints struck billions of nickels. But in the rush to produce them, mistakes happened. Mistakes that today make certain coins worth a fortune. The most fascinating of these errors is the 1964 D on reverse variety, a rare anomaly where the D mint mark, meant for the obverse, appears subtly on the reverse side of the coin, near Monticello. So, how did this happen? Theories vary, but most experts believe that during the minting process, an improperly punched die or an overused hub led to remnants of the D appearing faintly on the reverse design. Since mint marks were traditionally placed only on the obverse of Jefferson nickels, this was a highly unusual and unexpected occurrence. At first glance, the coin might look completely normal, but under close inspection, trained eyes can spot the tiny but valuable mistake, one that transforms an everyday nickel into a rare collector's piece. Now, let's talk about what to look for. If you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel, pay close attention to the reverse side, specifically near the steps of Monticello and along the edges. The D may appear faint, almost like a ghostly imprint, or it may be slightly raised due to a die clash or repunching. Many people have overlooked this variety for decades, meaning there are still undiscovered examples out there, possibly in circulation, waiting to be found. So, why is this coin so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and collector demand. Coins that clearly show the D on the reverse in high grades can sell for astonishing prices. And if you're wondering just how much one of these rare nickels can be worth, well, prepare to be amazed. Depending on its condition and visibility of the error, a 1964 D on reverse Monticello Jefferson nickel can fetch anywhere from $4,700 to $67,000 or even more at high-profile auctions. Imagine that, finding a nickel in your spare change that turns out to be a life-changing discovery. So, the big question is, have you checked your 1964 nickels lately? Could you be holding on to a hidden treasure without even realizing it? Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across an unusual or valuable nickel. And if you love uncovering rare coin secrets, make sure to like and subscribe, because the next valuable coin could be right in your pocket. Number 2. Could a simple 5-cent coin from 1985 be worth thousands of dollars today? Most people wouldn't give a second thought to a Jefferson nickel in their pocket, but there's one rare variety from this year that has collectors on the hunt: the 1985 D Monticello Jefferson nickel. If you have one of these, it could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. But what makes this coin so rare? How can you identify it? And could you have one sitting unnoticed in your change jar right now? Stick around because this might just be the discovery of a lifetime. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1938, but not all nickels are created equal. Some hold secrets, mistakes, variations, and minting anomalies that can turn them into highly valuable treasures. The 1985 D nickel is one such coin, and what makes it truly special is a combination of rare errors, condition, and collector demand. While millions of nickels were struck at the Denver Mint that year, only a tiny fraction have the characteristics that set them apart and make them worth serious money. One of the key factors that can make a 1985 Jefferson nickel valuable is a rare mint error. Some of these coins were struck with weak or misaligned dies, resulting in missing details on Monticello or Jefferson's profile. Others display dramatic doubling, known as a doubled die, where letters and design elements appear slightly shifted, creating an eye-catching effect. Another rare variety collectors seek is a full steps Monticello nickel, where all the steps on the building's entrance are fully visible and well-defined. Finding one in high grade is extremely rare, making them highly valuable at auctions. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare nickels? First, check for mint errors. Look closely at the lettering, Jefferson's face, and the details of Monticello. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope to spot any doubling, missing details, or unusual marks. If you have a coin with strong details and minimal wear, it could be worth getting authenticated by a grading service. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Now, let's talk about why collectors are willing to pay so much for these nickels. It all comes down to supply and demand. Most 1985 nickels were heavily circulated, meaning finding one in mint condition is nearly impossible. Those that survived in pristine shape, especially with full steps or rare errors, command massive premiums, and if you're wondering just how much one of these rare 1985 Monticello Jefferson nickels can be worth, the answer might shock you. Depending on its grade and rarity, these coins have sold for anywhere from $3,700 to $43,000 or even more at high-profile auctions. So, have you checked your 1985 nickels lately? Could you be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it? Let me know in the comments if you've ever found an unusual or valuable nickel in your collection. And if you love uncovering rare coin secrets, make sure to like and subscribe, because the next valuable coin could be hiding in your change right now. Number 3. 1975 nickel. You ever come across an ordinary nickel, only to wonder if it might be worth a fortune? Most people spend them without a second thought, but some rare nickels are worth far more than just 5 cents. One such hidden gem is the 1975 Monticello Jefferson nickel, one of the rarest and most valuable nickels still circulating today. But what makes this coin so special? How can you tell if you have one? And just how much could it be worth? Stick around, because you might just have a small fortune sitting in your pocket right now. The Jefferson Nickel series has been a staple of American coinage since 1938, and while millions of them have been produced over the years, not all of them are created equal. In 1975, the Denver Mint struck millions of nickels, but among them, a few rare and valuable varieties emerged. These rare coins exhibit unique minting errors and special characteristics that have made them highly sought after by collectors. One of the most intriguing factors that makes certain 1975 nickels valuable is a minting mistake known as the full steps Monticello variety. When a nickel is struck with perfect detail, especially in the steps of the Monticello building, it becomes significantly more valuable. These full steps nickels are difficult to find because most coins from this era were struck with worn dies, making clear and well-defined steps extremely rare. But that's not the only thing collectors are after. Some 1975 Jefferson nickels also display fascinating mint errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, and repunched mint marks. These errors occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in design elements being misprinted, shifted, or even doubled. If you spot any of these unusual characteristics on your 1975 nickel, you could be looking at a rare and valuable coin. Now, let's talk about how to identify one of these valuable nickels. First, check the reverse side of the coin. Pay close attention to Monticello. If you can see all 6 steps clearly, you may have a full steps variety. Next, inspect the coin for doubling on the lettering, Jefferson's profile, or Monticello itself. If any part of the design appears to be slightly shifted or doubled, it could be a double die error. Lastly, check the mint mark. The D for Denver should be clean and well struck, but if you notice it appearing doubled or slightly repunched, it could add even more value to the coin. So, why are collectors willing to pay huge sums for this nickel? It all comes down to rarity and condition. Most 1975D nickels were used in everyday transactions, meaning they have wear and tear. Finding one in near-perfect condition with rare errors or full steps is almost unheard of. That's why these coins fetch astonishing prices when they appear at auctions. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, just how much is a rare 1975D Monticello Jefferson nickel worth? Depending on its condition and rarity, these coins have been known to sell for anywhere from $5,200 to $48,000 or even more in the right circumstances. So, have you checked your 1975 nickels recently? Could you be holding on to one of these rare and valuable coins without even realizing it? Let me know in the comments if you've ever found an unusual or rare nickel in your collection. And if you love discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the next rare coin could be waiting for you to find it. Number 4. Have you ever held a nickel in your hand and wondered if it could be worth more than just 5 cents? Most people never take a second glance at their pocket change, but what if I told you that a rare 1972 Monticello Jefferson nickel could be hiding in circulation right now, worth an absolute fortune? Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable Jefferson nickels, uncovering what makes the 1972 issue so special, how to identify one, and why collectors are willing to pay thousands of dollars for the right coin. Stick with me until the end, because the final value of this coin is going to shock you. The Jefferson Nickel series has been a cornerstone of American coinage since its debut in 1938, but not all nickels are created equal. While the 1972 nickel might seem ordinary at first glance, certain rare varieties and mint errors have turned it into one of the most sought-after nickels among collectors. One of the biggest factors that influence a nickel's value is its condition, especially when it comes to something known as full steps. The Monticello, building on the reverse of the Jefferson nickel, has a series of steps leading up to it. When a coin is struck with perfect clarity, all 6 steps are fully visible. Because most nickels are struck with worn dies, finding one with full steps is incredibly rare. In fact, these full steps nickels are among the highest valued coins in the Jefferson Nickel series. But that's not the only reason why the 1972 nickel is so valuable. Some coins from this year also feature striking mint errors that make them even more desirable. These errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. A doubled die occurs when the coin's design is imprinted twice, creating a slight but noticeable overlapping effect on the lettering or design. Off-center strikes, where the coin design is misaligned, are another rare variety that increases value significantly. So, how do you spot a valuable 1972 Jefferson nickel? First, take a close look at the reverse of the coin, specifically at Monticello. If you can see all 6 steps clearly without any interruptions, you may have a rare full steps variety. Next, inspect the obverse and reverse for signs of doubling on the lettering or Jefferson's profile. If any of these features look slightly doubled or misaligned, you could be looking at a valuable double die error. And finally, check the mint mark. If you have a coin from the Denver or San Francisco mints, a repunched mint mark could further increase its value. Now, you might be wondering, why are collectors paying so much for these coins? It all comes down to rarity and demand. The 1972 Jefferson nickel had a large mintage, but very few were struck with perfect detail. Over time, circulation and wear have made high-grade examples even rarer. That's why collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for a coin in excellent condition. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much is a rare 1972 Monticello Jefferson nickel worth? Depending on its condition and unique characteristics, one of these nickels could sell for anywhere from $5,670 to $45,000 or even more in top-tier condition. So, have you ever checked your 1972 nickels? Could you be holding on to a hidden gem without even knowing it? Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across an unusual or valuable coin in your collection. And if you love discovering rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the next big find could be hiding right in your pocket change. Number 5. Have you ever looked at a simple nickel and wondered if it could be worth thousands of dollars? Most people don't realize that some of the most valuable coins in circulation are hiding in plain sight, including the rare and highly sought-after 1974 Monticello Jefferson Nickel. This coin may seem ordinary, but certain rare varieties and mint errors make it one of the most valuable nickels ever produced. Could you be holding on to one without even knowing it? Stay with me until the end, because the final value of this coin is going to surprise you. The Jefferson Nickel series has been a staple of American coinage since 1938, but not all nickels are equal. While millions of 1974 nickels were minted, only a small fraction have the characteristics that make them valuable. These rare nickels are worth a fortune due to their condition, minting errors, and unique features that set them apart from the rest. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel is something called the full steps variety. If you take a close look at the Monticello building on the reverse side, you'll notice the steps leading up to the entrance. Most nickels from this time period were struck with worn dies, making it difficult to find one with all 6 steps fully visible. A full steps nickel is incredibly rare and highly prized among collectors, often commanding top dollar at auctions, but that's not all. Some 1974 Jefferson nickels also feature fascinating mint errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, creating a slightly overlapping effect on the lettering or Monticello itself. Off-center strikes happen when the blank planchet is not properly aligned during minting, resulting in a design that is noticeably off-center. These errors are highly collectible and can dramatically increase a coin's value. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable nickels? First, examine the Monticello steps under a magnifying glass. If all 6 steps are sharp and clearly defined, you may have a full steps variety. Next, check for doubling on the lettering, particularly on the words Monticello and 5 cents. If the letters appear slightly doubled, it could be a double die error. Finally, inspect the mint mark. If you notice a repunched mint mark or any unusual markings, your nickel might be even more valuable. Now, you might be wondering, why do collectors pay such high prices for these coins? The answer lies in their rarity. While millions of 1974 nickels were produced, only a tiny percentage remain in top condition. Over time, circulation has worn down most of these coins, making high-grade examples even harder to find. The combination of rarity, condition, and special features makes the 1974 Jefferson nickel a true hidden treasure in the world of coin collecting. And now, for the big reveal, just how much is a rare 1974 Monticello Jefferson nickel worth? Depending on its condition and unique characteristics, this coin has sold for anywhere from $2,700 to $40,000 or even more at major auctions. So, have you checked your 1974 nickels yet? You could be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare or unusual coin in your collection. And if you love learning about hidden treasures and everyday pocket change, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because the next valuable coin could be right in your hands.